Okay, this is how I work. It takes a while for my brain to function. So if I end this in the middle, it's just gonna warp. I'm gonna have to put more screws. And with the connection joint, I'm either gonna have to put something behind it or whatever. So I'd rather just cut it here so they connect up on the solid beam. Also, the other thing is, let me use this too before. The other thing is I don't need to put 2 screws in every one because I'm going to put the D-rings, and those screws are going to be pretty long because I want it to be sturdy. So those are going to have 2 screws. So if this is the beam here and I have one hole, then I'm going to put, if I put 2 screws and then put a D-ring in it, I'm going to have 4 screws in every connection. I don't need to do that. I just need to put one to hold it in place, and then the D-rings will actually do the job. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do instead, and that's going to just take a little bit more cutting. Hello everyone. My name is Shari, if you haven't been here before, and this is Lacewing Lane, except for we're not at my garden, which is what Lacewing Lane is the name of my garden and my channel for all of the projects we've got going on. We've bought some land outside of town a bit that we're renovating and hoping to move into sometime. This is the house that we're currently living in town, which we really love, but it is tiny. That is pretty much our backyard, and we just both want some more space. Yeah, but today I am, if you saw my last video, it was all of the lumber that we got for decks and builds that we're going to be doing out there. But I got the smaller boards to do projects. I'm going to make some benches and stools and things like that. To do that, I went ahead, Kevin and I cut all of the boards yesterday, or the day before actually, and we just brought them all over here. They're still in the back of his truck. These boards I had gotten a good deal on. They are 2 by 12 by 41 inches, and that makes the perfect size seat for benches and things. And this one is a monster. That's a little bit bigger. I'm also going to make some of these things. I bought this for like $3 at a thrift store, and I thought it was really cool. So, and it's the same size almost as these. So I was like, I can make some of those too. Anyway, I was going to do that over here at the house. I don't know why, I just wanted to. So I brought some tools over here and Tony's miter saw. To do that though, I need to clean up back here. We have this big, beautiful oak tree. It is amazing. And every spring and fall, it gives us gifts. We get gallnuts, and there's more, I promise. Acorns, lots of gallnuts and lots of acorns every day. I cleaned all this off. I clean it off about every 3 or 4 days, and I sweep it all out into the alley. We got a lot of traffic back there, so the cars can run over it, and then all the little birds and squirrels get their nuts shelled for them basically, so they go out there and snack. The other thing though is this wonderful shade. I also cleaned the heck out of it last night. It catches dirt and acorns and gallnuts and bird poop, lots of bird poop. And since it doesn't rain here very often, it doesn't get clean, so I spray it off occasionally. And it was getting kind of rank back here. We have the fake grass, the doggy carpet, and I clean that often, but the bird smell I think was getting bad back here, so I washed it all off, and the result was my ties coming down Sorry, I'm swinging you around a lot. This board, that board, if you can see it, it is decrepit. But I'm afraid the way that it's built into these beams, that it would be a major chore to try to get it down, and I'm afraid that other metal would probably disintegrate too. So it's got a few issues of rust. So seeing how that we are wanting to move soon, I want to maintain this place and make it as nice as I can for the new owners. I hate saying that, I love it here. But I need a sturdier place to hook these into. So I have these smaller pickets, cedar posts, that I was gonna make use out of, but instead I'm just gonna cut them and put them up there across, and there is a 2x4 on the other side just at the right height. Let me turn on the light in the little shed. So this 2x4 goes up there, so I'll have something to screw the boards into, and then instead of using those eye hooks to hold the cords, I'm going to use D-rings. My family knows I use these for everything. So last night I got on the ladder and I really should flip this. I'm gonna flip this around. There we go. Last night I got the ladder and I tightened this side of the canopy with new rope. It's not the paracord, it's twine, but it holds pretty well. The thing about these sails is, with me anyway, we get so much wind that it just flops it around if it's not tight and puts holes into it. This thing though, I want to say we paid $100 for it, and it has lasted over 4 years. We've lived here almost 5 years, and we put it up that first summer, so about 4.5 years. Anyway, this is the twine that I'm using today, and I'm going to retie those, make this secure so it's not flopping down. This is clean. All those little spots up there is not bird poop. I put out hoot owls, so they're not over here as bad anymore, or over my car. And the little hoot owls are sitting up there, and their heads turn when the wind blows, so it makes them more alive looking. So the bird activity, there weren't one, but the bird activity has slowed down. It has not, however, detoured the squirrels. And he's put all those, either the wind, Mother Nature, or the squirrel has put all those nuts up there for me today. Since last night, it was dark whenever I finished. And all of this was clean last night. Yeah. Oak trees are awesome, but they do leave you presents. Anyway, I'm going to plug in the saw. I also have my jigsaw and circle saw and all that. I'm gonna get that done so I can get that where it's not hanging down and bugging me. And then we'll get started on making benches. I scared them away, but the birds were over here snacking on all of the treats I put in the alley for them. The cars come by and run over the acorns and nuts. Then they have treats. There's a hole there. Okay, again, I don't have a tripod here. It's out there, and so it's gonna be weird, funny angles today. Okay, I don't have the ear plug cans headphones, but I do have earplugs. So safety first. Okay. Also, my clear safety goggles are in my, so these are too dark. It's cloudy right now, so I'm gonna forgo that. Okay, I'm not marking these or anything. I'm gonna cut off the part that has been damaged by water and the dog ear part just to make them fit against each other better. I don't know how many I need. Can't really go to that corner, so I'm just going to lay them on the bottom here and see how far along they go. One more for sure. Okay, this one is going to have to be cut to length because I don't need the rest of it. So that's it for now. I'm going to unplug this all and start hanging them up. Okay, I borrowed Kevin's tripod, but it doesn't have the right kind of holder, so it's tied on with strings. It's pretty funny. This is the best little grill ever. Tony got it for me, and then he was jealous because he liked it better than his. Anyway, I want to be using this guy, and I'm going to go ahead and use a 2.5 inch. Yeah, 2.5 inch, because it has to go through the board, through that slat that I can't remember what it's called right now. Yeah, it's gone. And into the stud on the other side. I'm not gonna pre-drill the holes because I'm not, but yeah, I'm gonna get these up. I'm not going for perfection. Later on, I will probably stain these to match this little mini shed that I built, or this web gray paint color. It's going to take a handful of screws because otherwise, if I take the whole box, I will drop it. And I do have this little thingy that's rusted all the heck, but there. That will hold my screws. At least most of them from me dropping them on the ground. The dogs are going to be barking because there's lots of people up and down the alley there in the park. Here we go. I'm trying to do the smooth side out so it's not quite so rough. Actually kind of looks nice. I'm going to go into these beams, which they probably are hardwood. I might end up pre-drilling, but I don't want to. Okay, hole. I'm gonna have to move this back. Really, one should hold them. I'm gonna go ahead and put two because I know they're gonna get wet and they'll warp. Okay, I'm rethinking things a little bit. Let me finish this one. Okay. Okay, this is how I work. It takes a while for my brain to function. So if I end this in the middle, it's just gonna warp. I'm gonna have to put more screws. And with the connection joint, I'm either gonna have to put something behind it or whatever. So I'd rather just cut it here so they connect up on the solid beam. Also, the other thing is, let me use this too before. The other thing is I don't need to put 2 screws in every one because I'm going to put the D-rings, and those screws are going to be pretty long because I want it to be sturdy. So those are going to have 2 screws. So if this is the beam here and I have one hole, then I'm going to put, if I put 2 screws and then put a D-ring in it, I'm going to have 4 screws in every connection. I don't need to do that. I just need to put one to hold it in place, and then the D-rings will actually do the job. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do instead, and that's going to just take a little bit more cutting. I already drilled this one, and I know that I need to cut it right about there. So I'm gonna just double check. I'm gonna find a pencil so I can make a line, and my hair is probably gonna have to go up in a ponytail because even though it is almost Halloween, it is still stinking hot. And I know I'm gonna be doing this all day. So I'm gonna go put my hair up and regroup and start again. Okay, got a hairband. Thought I may as well talk to y'all while I'm doing this because time is wasting. It's just gonna get hotter. I think the high today is supposed to be 91 or something like that. So I was just gonna tell you my thought process. I don't have to do it later. On these benches that I'm gonna make, I'm gonna use the 2x4, 2 by 12 by 41 inches. I'm gonna use those for the seats, and I'm also, they're so thick. I was thinking I might make those little risers, but they would have to be pretty small. I don't know, they'd have to be pretty, they're pretty chunky. So they would end up, if I made them too big, you don't want this big, huge monstrosity of a thing sitting on your table or countertop. So I'm gonna have to be playing with that. I'll cut one kind of big, see how it looks, put some little feet on it, and then see if I like it or not. I can always cut it smaller. But my goal is to make as many of these as I can in the next few weeks. This week, I'm not gonna do much next week because I have to work a lot. But I'm gonna do what I can. We still have all of the things we have to do out on our land out there that we're renovating. Tony's really busy at work right now, so he can't do a whole lot whenever he gets off. So I can't wait for my hair to be long again. So I'm taking the time that he's busy to do this kind of stuff that I can do alone for the most part. Okay. Ugh. Back to it. Cut. Gotta cut. I'm trying to decide. I should jump this way, this way. If this is going to come down, I need these. I don't want these buttons. I need them on solid boards like I can. So I think I'm going to do them on the bottom. So this is yeah, I think that works best. Hardway not. Okay, so I went ahead, I'm not making holes except for the ones that go into the D-rings. I went ahead and cut that one to size and put this one in to hold it in place. But now there is this thing, which if I put the ring this way, it's gonna go right into the brake. If I put it here, this board has no support. If I go this way, that would save me screws, but it would make the tie different on the canopy. So I'm gonna have to go this way and then put some extra screws on this side. Here's a peek of what it looks like over the other side of my carport today. The crane likes to sit up there on top of the fountain. The fountain hasn't been running for a good 4 weeks or so. We were supposed to get rain last week and it just got cloudy and sprinkled a bit. Okay, good place to hold your stuff though. Helps if you put pressure, but I'm not that strong. That's why this drill being so strong is very helpful for me. There. Sorry, there's not a good angle. Need both hands. I was trying to let y'all see, so that one kind of went at an angle. Let me get back down here. All right, you get the point. Where is it? I'm gonna put some screws right here to keep this one from warping, and continue down the line, and then attach these things with the new twine rope. I'm at the wrong angle. the board was not long enough, and had I done a complete board, it still wouldn't have been long enough. So I didn't want this small section at the end. I'd rather do it over here at the door where it's not as obvious. So I'm gonna have to cut a piece to size over there. This piece is cracked, but there's enough of a good side for that space. So I'm going to use up the good part. And the other side is water damaged. So our back patio, half of it is flat and the other half is slanted down, which makes everything run right into the shed. I don't understand the reasoning behind that, but I'm sure somebody thought it was a good idea when they built it this way. They built the whole row of townhomes like that. So, or this was probably used to be grass. I've seen some of the houses that have grass here. Anyway, I'm going to cut this or measure it, at least try to get it approximately right. You know what? I'm just going to cut off the bad spot so I have a good edge to measure against. I'll do that. I would turn you guys, but then the camera will fall. Okay, now I have a good straight edge, so I can just mark the other side. Sun's getting high. I probably can't see a darn thing, it's my big booty. Alright, so I put the board up there and made that little mark. I cut it on the outside so I'd have a little room if it's too tight or something. I'd rather be too big and cut it down than too small. Yeah, that's gonna work. Just a hair. A hair. That might have been too much. That was too much. I knew it would be. I should have just hammered it in. I don't want a gap, so I'm going to recut it. See if there's enough. Yeah, I think there's enough. That's the bad part to the wood damaged part. I think I'm going to go ahead and use this other part. Okay, let's see how we did. This is the new one. I don't see any bad spots, so I think it's the new one. Should be a little bit longer. Yep, it's a little bit longer. Now it's too long. cut a fraction off. Tiny fraction. Hey, did it. All right. I have 3 more D-rings, and I need 3 more D-rings. That worked out well. Okay, before I do this top one, I need to make sure these are straight. Straight. Got a little bit of a kick to it. These D-rings are from Harbor Freight. And I know of some that I hung up at least 8 years ago at my mom's place, and they're not rusted. What are they made of? I don't know. Working load 233 pounds, 700 pound brake strength. Zinc plated, forged steel to resist rust and corrosion. Yeah, they work good. Good morning.
Good morning. Make sure you didn't cut your pinkies off.
No, I'm doing pretty good so far. The sail kept falling, and I was cleaning the bird poop off of it yesterday, and it busted because this board is corroded. And I knew I was gonna have to fix it at some point, so fixing it. Got 2 more, then I gotta tie them up after a short break. I was telling my YouTubers that we use these D-rings for all kinds of stuff and they never rust. One more screw. Looks good, huh?
Yeah, not bad.
gonna start tying these up. I'm not gonna mess with this one just because Tony's got it where it's pretty taut and I don't want to mess that up. It's just a shoestring. I think I am gonna go from here to there. I know there are fancy ties you can do and stuff. I don't care. I have to redo these all the time anyway, because over time they wear and shift and the wind destroys things. So I'm just gonna do basic. And they don't tie as easily as the paracord. There are a million ways to do knots. I'm not going to show you how I'm doing mine because I'm sure there are better ways, but that should hold for at least the winter. I'll cut off the tails. Pick them all up later. And next, okay guys, seriously, it's just doing that. How many every time? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm gonna be doing that 13 times. I would do a little video and do the fast zoom thing and stuff, but I'm having a problem with storage, and I think you get the point. So I'm just gonna show you the after product, but that's what I'm gonna do next, okay? Okay, that is finished. It is about lunchtime now. Sorry, okay. It is about lunchtime now, so I am going to go wash up, and I think we're gonna go have some Chinese food, but this is all nice and clean, no bird poop on it, and it's tight, and it is ready for the winter. Yeah, so that should hold pretty good. I like the twine. It turned out okay. Not good at recording backwards. Yeah, anyway, what is left of that package, again from Harbor Freight, this is what's left. These are the scrap boards that I have left, and that twine, it's jute, I'm pretty sure. We had bought it whenever we were doing, yep, it was in the trash can. I'm not digging. It's jute though. We had bought it whenever we were doing the firewood stuff, and before I got COVID and like couldn't lift firewood. Anyway, I'm glad I can do stuff now even if I am weak and have to take long frequent breaks. But that's it for, what do you call these? Shade sailcloth repair and restore? No, that didn't make any sense. Anyway, that's it. So this afternoon I'm going to start on the benches and stools and stuff. It's going much slower than I thought, but that's just my life lately. I'm done. Y'all have a great day. I'm going to post this as a separate video because I'm sure it's already too long, and I'll see you next time. Bye.